What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dristo4, aka The Rub here, coming to you guys with a deck profile for the new September ban list. This deck has been doing surprisingly well on Jordan Network and with my friends. I'm not gonna say I'm kind of surprised at how well it plays. It's pretty obvious as to why it plays so good, but the deck is not really my style. It's a little slower than the way I like to play, but it's fun and it's the type of deck that no one ever seems to expect, so that makes it really good because, yeah, so far I'm undefeated with the deck, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the deck is. It's an Infernity Randomizer deck. I don't know if any of you heard of it. Of course, it's not an original idea, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of people running this deck, which is fine. I'm actually thinking to run it myself for a while for the format because, like I said, it's really good, and the deck is full of a lot of pluses. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into the deck list, so this video is too long. First, you got, of course, your basics. 3 Infernity Randomizer. They're 1-star. They're warriors, which makes them very versatile. It's essentially an Infernity deck, so whenever you have no cards in hand, the deck is crazy. Infernity Randomizer pretty much says when you have no cards in hand, you can draw a card and reveal it. If it's a monster card, your opponent loses damage equal to the level of that monster times 200. If it's a spell or trap, you take 500 damage, which is fine because you don't play many monsters. So on the off chance that you do pull monsters, your opponent gets burned. On the off chance that you don't, you're going to pull it to something that you need anyway, magic trap, and you can set it. We've got 1 Infernity Necromancer. We all know what that does. 2,000 defense. When you have no cards in hand, it can spell summon an Infernity monster from the graveyard. 2 Archfiends. They're beaters. When they get special summoned, the deck acts retarded. And in conjunction with the Necromancer, these cards are great. Just keep recycling these with Necromancer. Also, they're just good to pull out your barriers and things of that sort. Like I said, this is essentially an Infernity deck. 1 Avenger. It's good for sinking the few times that you just might decide to sink up. It's also good for if you have no cards in hand and you're on the defensive end. Your opponent kills your monster. This guy takes that monster's place, which makes it really good because it just won't stay dead. You got 1 Snipe Hunter. Get rid of any useless cards. Allow you to pitch out any extra cards in the hand you need. Like I said, this is Infernity, so you don't want in hand. And Snipe Hunter's effect is pretty much great. You can pitch off for cost, so even though they effect valid, you still get the effect. And of course, you also have the chance of destroying something, whereas Stardust can't negate this, which is awesome. And last but not least, 1 Mystic Tomato, because it pretty much searches out everything except for the Archfiend, which is fine because you want to draw into those and special them that way, so the deck goes crazy. But the 1 Mystic Tomato pretty much brings out your Randomizer, your Snipe Hunter, or your Necromancer, so it's really good. And of course your Avenger, I forgot that. But that's it for the monsters. For the spells, you got Double Pot of Duality, pretty much standard this format. This deck doesn't do a whole lot of special summoning and doesn't run a lot of monsters, so the duality is just to get through the deck and get to what you need faster. 1 Infernity Launcher, self-explanatory. Bring back 2 Infernity monsters from the graveyard, or pitch off an extra Infernity monster in the hand, and on the off chance that you do pull multiple monsters. 1 Rhoda. Like I said, Randomizer is a warrior, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, why not? It's a free search. 1 Rhoda is awesome. I'm running double MST, because of course MST is awesome. Why not? Just for off chance that they might have a warning back there or something, or it's just their back row just seems to be annoying, or they might have a Necro Valley, who knows? Because Necro Valley does stop Necromancer, and it does stop my launcher, so get rid of that. Yeah, you got your regular staples: Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and the last for the spells is 3 Offerings to the Doom. These cards are really good with Infernities. You can destroy a face-up monster, maybe yours or your opponent's. I like to let my opponent go creature swap or enemy controller and kill whatever monster they take from me, so they can't get it, which is perfect. Plus, it also helps with hand control because you don't want to hang with Infernity, so you play Offering to the Doom. You don't have to worry about your next turn, so your next draw for your next turn. So if you don't have any cards, your monster's effects still go off. And for the for the traps, standard triple Infernity Barrier. Y'all know what that does. It negates a monster's effect or the activation and effect of a magic or trap card, as long as you have an attack position Infernity monster and no cards in hand. This card is pretty much broken. 1 Solemn Warning. There's really no need for the 2. The deck on its own is good at stopping and getting rid of the monster, so 1 Solemn Warning is good. One Solemn Judgment, of course, to stop anything that Solemn Warning can't, or if you don't get to your barriers in time, just stop. 2 Reinforced Truth. Like I said, Randomizer is a warrior, and it's level 1, so it meets the criteria for a Reinforced Truth. You set this, the opponent does whatever they do on their end phase, activate it. You don't have to skip your battle phase, and you also have an Infernity Randomizer on the field. And even though Randomizer is a little 1-star monster, when he hits the field, shit hits the fan. You know what I'm saying? 2 Composed. We already know this card has been good for the past few formats. Of course, everybody feel like it's better now with MSTs and Heavy Storm, so everybody wants to run something chainable. This deck is no different. So 2 Compulsories. They might want to dark hold everything. You can actually compose one of your own monsters back, compose one of theirs back, like maybe for face down, or maybe it's like a spirit or something that's just annoying the shit out of you. Get rid of it. Continue the onslaught. Next, I run triple Reckless Greed. And the reason why I do triple Reckless Greed is because, well, you pretty much don't run that many monsters. So whatever you draw into, you can set. Plus, it allows you to skip your next draw phase. So that's one less card in your hand for the Infernities to go off. And also, it works really well when you play it with Offerings to the Doom, because Offerings to the Doom makes you skip your next draw phase anyway. So you play this with that card, so you're already going to skip that draw phase, so you don't lose out on anything. I run double D Prison. This card is still good. Screw 3 MSC, screw Heavy Storm. I still run double D Prison because stuff like that. Because sometimes monsters get in the way, and you don't want to destroy monsters. You just want to get rid of the motherfucker completely. So get that shit out of here. 2 D Prisons. Staple Mirror Force, of course, just because they want to swarm, they can't stop back row. Staple Torrential, just in case you just can't protect yourself. The Randomizer is a 1-star 900 attack monster. 900 adds up, but it's got to be a free 900. I threw the one Bottomless Trap Hole. Nobody respects Bottomless Trap Hole these days, especially not this format or last format with Solemn Warning running crazy. But it's pretty much good because other than your Archfiends, there's no monster in your deck higher than 14 or higher than 1500 attack. So if they do drop a monster higher than that, you can go ahead and get rid of it. Like I said, you don't want to destroy, you want to just completely remove it. Of course, it does destroy it, but it gets it out of play. It does not come back. So Bottomless Trap Hole, so get surprised. And last but not least, I run the Crush Shoot combo. Everybody searches, add something to the hand. So Mind Crush is awesome. And of course, Trap Dust Shoot. Like I said, with this format, everybody's afraid to throw back row out there. So Trap Dust Shoot, get rid of that monster because they got one monster in a handful of magic trap cards. Good old setup. Like I said, the deck does not do a lot of syncing, but in the off chance that it does, I do have an extra deck prepared for it. The extra deck is pretty much one Formula Synchron, which can be made with the Randomizer and Avenger, one Army Arm, 2 Stygian Sergeants, because this card is really good. It can kill a monster and then pump up and attack again, so it's potentially 3,000 to the face. Like I run 2 of those. 1 Cataster. Cataster is awesome. 1 Brionic, or Brionic, whatever you guys want to call it. Obvious staple. 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. The only reason I'm running this is because, like I said, just in case they are running something like Necro Valley, or if you want to go into defensive, you set this guy in defense. It's a really good card to have out there, just looking at him stupid. Because the deck doesn't hit 7 a lot, but in the off chance that it does, this is a good card to have. So of course, you know I'm running Black Rose Dragon as well. The deck can hit 8 fairly easily, so I run 3 level 8s. That's Infernity Doom Dragon. No cards in hand. This card pretty much blows up anything. Dark End Dragon. Simple. Just cut his attack. Get rid of a monster. You don't destroy it. You just send it to the graveyard. Just tell him go home. Last but not least, 1 Scrap Dragon. You running a shitload of Madden Trap cards. You're bound to have something on the field, to pop. I know a lot of people run 1-for-1, but I don't like running 1-for-1 here. I did try it out, but it's one of those 50-50 cards. I mean, you don't run a lot of monsters, so 9 out of 10, I'd have a 1-for-1 in hand with no monsters to pitch off, or the only monster in my hand that I do have, I'm not going to pitch it off because I want to use it right then and there. So 1-for-1 pretty much got in the way, and I don't do a lot of discarding besides with Snipe Hunter, so I'd have to wait to either pull into a Snipe Hunter or go Mr. Tomato into a Snipe Hunter just to pitch off 1-for-1 to use Snipe Hunter's effect. Now I could set it, of course, because that's what the deck pretty much does, but I mean, then that's just 1 extra Madden Trap card space that I could use for something, to protect me or to screw my opponent over. So I don't run 1-for-1. The Rhoda and the Reinforced Truth are good enough for me, and of course the Mr. Tomato. And also, there's also the Archfiend. I can Archfiend into a special summon Archfiend, pull in front of Randomizer, normal summon that, and continue. You guys tell me what you think about the deck. Rate, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Anyway, so this is my Infernity Randomizer deck profile for September 2011 and probably a few months more depending on how I'm feeling. It's your boy Dristo4, aka The Grub. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not just a game, it's a movement. Peace.